Hi! I know what you're thinking. It's been a month since my last YouTube video. I apologize. I've had such an amazing, busy summer. It was absolutely incredible. I have a confession to make. I'm an addict. It's bad. It's real bad. Before we get into my story though, a little bit of housekeeping. I'll be sharing weekly videos on how to make your business an absolute success. I have learned so much in the last 10 years of running my photography business, and I want to share that with you so that you don't spend 10 years learning all of these things yourself. Click subscribe, ring that bell, and comment on this video if this sounds like you. I know I'm not the only one. All right, so you're probably wondering, what on earth is this girl addicted to? I know. It's bad though. I promise it's bad. All my friends know it's bad. I'm a workaholic. I am so addicted to work. So addicted to work. I am addicted to the go, go, go lifestyle. I'm addicted to the hustle. I'm addicted to the adrenaline of running around almost every single day getting shit done. It fuels me, it fires me up, and it also elevates my cortisol levels. For those of you who don't know, Science Brain Emma will put on her science hat. Cortisol is the stress hormone. So when you're feeling stressed out, your cortisol levels increase, and it can cause a host of problems and health issues in your body chronically if you're always under stress. My problem is I don't perceive stress as stressful. My threshold for stress tolerance is extremely high. So when I'm running around every single day, meeting with clients, having photo shoots, coming home editing until 2 or 3 in the morning, I don't perceive that as it being stressful for me. In fact, I kind of like it. I like it a lot. And there's something to be said for returning something to a client and getting their feedback saying, oh my goodness, this is absolutely incredible. I love what you've done. That gives me a hit of dopamine. It feels good. I'm addicted to it. The thing is, at the end of the day, my cortisol levels are still increased every single day. And that's gonna have bad long-term negative health consequences for me. The fact that I don't perceive stress as stress and that I actually crave it in a lot of ways is something that I've only really realized within the last half year or so. Before that, I just kind of paid no mind. I didn't pay attention to it at all. But then I turned 30 a few years ago. I know what you're thinking. I don't look 30 at all. I got carded one time within the last 6 months. It was really exciting. But when I turned 30, I started to notice that I was having a couple of health blips, which I might talk about in a later video, thyroid stuff, that sort of thing. And it kind of dawned on me that maybe my lifestyle actually had a lot to do with this. Even though I didn't feel stressed on a day-to-day basis, all that running around has probably had some negative health consequences. So if you stick around, I'm going to be sharing my top 3 tips on managing your work-life balance. This is something you have to do on an ongoing basis. It's not something that you do once and forget about. It's something that constantly has to be at front of mind for you if you want to manage that kind of balance between your everyday life and your work life. And if those two are one and the same, like they are mine, then managing that in of itself. So this summer, I did something very, very radical, like so radical. I prioritized me. I know it doesn't sound that crazy, but for all of you other photographers out there, you know that the summertime is peak season. This is when all your bookings tend to come in, and a lot of people will make the most of their money for the entire year in these months during the summer. I normally travel in the spring and the fall and winter as a result of that, but this was the first year in probably 10 years that I've spent so much time outdoors in the summer in July and August. It's kind of embarrassing now that I think of it. So I went out to Alberta for over 2 weeks and spent some incredible time in the mountains with one of my dearest friends. Hi, Jocelyn! We climbed mountains, we walked in the most beautiful meadow. At sunset, it was absolutely breathtaking. I've never seen anything like it. We backcountry camped for a couple of nights in a beautiful isolated lake with the most incredible view. It was absolutely stunning, and it just fueled my soul. I'm a very outdoorsy person, and there's something about the mountains that have always really called to me. That's the best way I can explain it. When I'm there, I feel like I need to be there. Maybe a move is coming up in the horizon, I don't know. But I've spent a lot of time in the Rockies, both in the US and in Canada, and those mountain ranges are just absolutely captivating and breathtaking. There's something about it. It's humbling to be amongst such gigantic forms, and also then to be able to climb these beautiful mountains with your own 2 feet once you get to the top and you see the range of all these other peaks and you know that your feet have taken you up all this way, it's incredibly, incredibly fulfilling and motivating. You feel like there's nothing you can't do. When I came back from Alberta, I even went to a cottage with some of my soul sisters for a couple of days. If you've been following my Instagram stories, you've seen a lot about that. That was absolutely incredible. Came back from that, and then I went camping with my volleyball team. They're basically like family to me. It's been an amazing summer. I have not spent this much time outside feeling grounded and connected to this beautiful world in such a long, long time. Highly, highly recommended. Perhaps one of the best parts is, now that I ventured into growing a team of people that are working for me here in Ontario, I can actually travel and business does not just stop. So while I was away in Alberta, I had my associate photographer shooting weddings, I had my assistant taking care of some editing. I came back and work had been finished and my business had actually made money while I was in these beautiful mountains. So now that I've had a taste of that, there is definitely no going back. It took a lot to get here in order to be able to start delegating tasks and trusting other people with my name and my business and my brand. But now that I'm here, there's really no going back. So it's only onwards and upwards. So there's going to be a lot more climbing mountains, a lot more hikes, a lot more reading, a lot more mindfulness in my future, because if I want to be my best self for my clients, my family and friends, then that's something I need to take care of. I'm on a rocket ship right now. That's how it feels. It's onwards and upwards. The trajectory of success is just insane right now. And if I want to continue flying that rocket ship, then I need to take care of the pilot at the helm. And that's me. I'm a pretty damn good pilot, but I need to take care of myself. And if you're an entrepreneur, then you know what I'm talking about. So really think, how can you take care of yourself going forward so that you can be your best self when it comes to your business and your life? So tell me, are you like me? Are you addicted to the go, go, go lifestyle? Do you love that hustle so much that you let it consume you? Do you neglect seeing friends and family? Do you neglect travel? Do you neglect doing the things that you love in order to keep pushing at your business? And do you not recognize stress as stress? I can't be the only one. So comment below. I would love to hear from you. I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs that watch my videos. So please, I want to hear from you. I want to hear about your struggles and how you've overcome them if you have. If you haven't, tell me about that too. So here are my top 3 tips for striking a work-life balance. Truth be told, full disclosure, this could be a video unto itself, and I will have an amazing guest in the coming weeks. Very, very exciting. Until then, here are my top 3 tips. Tip number 1, truly recognize and internalize that you cannot be your best self if you are constantly stressed out and if you're not taking time to take care of yourself for self-care, for recharging. For me, recharging has to do with the outdoors. I need to be outside. Reading a book is great. Journaling is great, but for me, being outside is really what fuels me. So when I'm starting to feel stressed out, I go on a walk. I go outside, I spend some time in the sun. So figure out what refuels you and make it a priority. Tip number 2, prioritize whatever it is that fuels you. For me, that means blocking off time in my calendar. Last fall, I blocked off all of November because I was going to California. I drove to California and back. That's something I decided to do. When I blocked that time off, I did not book anything in that time. Figure out what you need to do in order to take that time for yourself. It might be as simple as just, blocking off a date in your calendar. It might be a little bit more complex, like actually purchasing tickets to go somewhere. I know for me, that is a foolproof way of making sure I will not book anything in that time, because now there's a financial commitment involved. I've paid money to go away, gotta go. Tip number 3, assess your lifestyle on a regular basis. I'm talking every week, every few days. Assess your lifestyle. Really ask yourself if you're striking a balance right now, and if you're not, then repeat steps number 1 and 2 in order to achieve that balance. This is an ongoing process. It's not something that you do once and it's like, well, now I've achieved a balanced lifestyle, on to everything else. It's not how it works. It's something that you have to consistently work at. I know there's like an irony in working in order to achieve a balanced lifestyle. It is work as well, but it's so worth it. And if you can be refueled and recharged, you're going to be a better self and a better entrepreneur for your clients and a better self to your family and friends. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. It is so good to be back. Very, very exciting. I know I'm supposed to be quote unquote doing these videos every week, but I recognize that it would just be too much to do them while I was also traveling, recharging, refueling. So you'll have to accept my apology. Thank you so much. Until next week.